Hey everyone, I'd like to talk about tablets in this video. I have been looking at tablets again. I was very close to just buying an iPad Pro and I had a couple of reservations, not because of the device. It looks amazing, it looks very powerful, and it's probably the best tablet out in the market just now. It was more to do with the fact that there may be a new iPad Pro coming out this year, but also because I do have some reservations about the Apple ecosystem, because there's certain things I can do in the Android world that I can't do on an Apple tablet, and I don't think it's a deal breaker, but I wanted to kind of hold back and look at what my options were. On that note, there has been news about Samsung's latest tablets. They are developing the Tab S4, and the Galaxy Tab range is very, very powerful. It's basically one of the most powerful Android tablets available in the market. The S3 has been very, very popular, and the S4 looks like it will be as well. So there's a preview here, and they're saying that they might have a different aspect ratio than the 4:3 that was used before. And there's really not much to see here. It's saying that it resembles its predecessor with a similar design and a single rear camera. The only difference is the missing home button, except that it now sports a Samsung logo. The lack of a home button suggests that there could be an in-display fingerprint sensor. At this point, it is, just rumours about what's going to happen, but I've seen a few headlines that say that it could be August, September when this is actually announced. They've also been releasing pics of the Galaxy Tab A2, and the Galaxy Tab A range is cheaper. The A, I think there was an A 8-inch roughly, and a 10-inch tablet. But they're saying here there's going to have an Galaxy Tab A2 and A2 XL. I assume the XL is going to be the 10-inch version. Rumoured specs include a full HD display on the Tab A2, Samsung Exynos, they always use that chipset, 7870, 3GB of RAM, 32GB of storage. Previously, the Samsung A used, it had 2GB of RAM, so it's boosting it from 2GB to 3GB. The previous one also had USB Type-C, and it's going to have Android 8.1 Oreo, Bluetooth 4.2. We should hopefully, it says here, although there is no word on availability at launch, we put money on these devices appearing at IFA 2018 in Berlin at the beginning of September. So in a few months' time, we should see some tablets announced by Samsung. Now, this is quite significant, I believe, because Samsung are one of the only major companies that are still releasing premium Android tablets. If you look at the market, you still have companies like Mi, the Chinese company Mi, that are releasing tablets. But if you go onto Amazon, this is Amazon.com, the USA version, and you can see Samsung have got that's the previous Samsung Galaxy Tab A, the S3. The S3, because of the announcement of the S4 coming soon, it's actually dropped in price recently. It was over $550 and now it's sitting around the $450 mark, I believe. So it's been down in price by $100 recently, which makes sense if the new one's coming out. But if you look down, the tablet market in the Android world anyway, you've got the Fire tablets, the Amazon Fire tablets at the bottom of the price range. We've also got a lot of other cheaper tablets as well, and a lot of these only have 1GB of RAM, or they've got 2GB of RAM. But if you look at the table here, you can see that a lot of them only have Android 6, so they have Android 5. The reason being, apart from these Chinese ones, but the ones from major brands, there hasn't been a major update in a few years. A lot of these tablets come out 2015, 2016. Google pulled out the range. The Google Pixel C was the last one they released. Some of these are really old. I mean, look at that. Android 4.4. Very, very old. Not really suitable for today's environment. And there are some good tablets. This is one of the best ones out there from a major company. Asus ZenPad 3S. This is a very good option. You've also got the Huawei M3 and the Huawei M5. I guess you could say that's more of a Chinese company, but that's another option as well that I looked at. So there are some ones come out by major companies, but the ZenPad is 2017, maybe even 16. Samsung haven't released anything in a year. And one of the brands I have seen releasing a lot of tablets recently is Chewy, and this is an interesting brand. I've seen that these devices released in a lot of, you see them on Banggood. This one is the latest one, the HI9 Air. This is only £150 on Banggood and a few other Chinese websites. And if you look at the specs, it's actually pretty impressive for the price. 13 megapixel Samsung camera at the back, 8000 milliamp battery, Android Oreo, dual SIM. It looks pretty good as far as specs go. But again, this isn't a major company like Samsung, so it's quite significant that Samsung are going back into the tablet market. They're releasing new tablets, they're refreshing their range, because a lot of the ones that are out there just now, you know, especially when you compare the processors and the memory in these tablets, they look very dated because they're a couple of years old. And if you've got a smartphone from this year or last year, chances are your smartphone is a lot more powerful than these tablets. So yeah, I'm going to keep my eyes on this to see what's going on. I'm still swaying between just going for the Samsung S3 or S4 or an iPad Pro, or just buy a cheap Chinese one, because that Chewy Hi9 Air tablet, Hi9 I believe you pronounce it, that looks pretty good as well. But there's a lot of really cheap Chinese ones out there. Some of them are good. I think the Telclast or Teclast, those ones look okay, but there's a lot of really bad ones as well. And if you look at the reviews, no software updates, very sluggish. So the tablet market's in a kind of funny position right now. But Samsung are going to be releasing new tablets, so stay tuned for that. There should be an announcement on that in the next month or two. I've just dropped something from my table. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Take care.